between or that occurs in quiescent conditions. Free convection, this occurs in quiescent conditions. Anong ibig sabihin ng uh, quiescent conditions? Quiescent conditions. This means that your fluid, most likely air, the common one is air, is in still or in motionless condition. Pag sinabi nating when we talk about quiescent condition, this means your air is still or it is in motionless condition, hindi gumagalaw. Uh, Syempre, there will be some movements of air, but those movements are negligible. So doon tayo nag-a-analyze ng free convection. Kasi nga, 'di ba, when we say free convection, ito or yung movement ng when we say forced convection, yung movement ng air is being driven by mechanical means, by mechanical devices. Whereas dito sa free convection, since free nga siya, there is no means of using mechanical devices. Therefore, ang nag-o-occur lang yung ating convection or yung velocity ng ating uh, air through or naturally. Through natural convection. So ibig sabihin, ibig sabihin yung ating air, yung transfer ng heat natin in free convection is due to buoyant forces. Anong ibig sabihin nitong buoyant forces? Kasi 'di ba, uh, when we talk about air or when we talk about convection, kapag yung air natin is being exposed to a heated surface, they tend to expand. So kapag nag-expand ang air, bababa ang density niya. And in that case, pag bumaba ang density niya, the air will tend to rise. Tataas yan. And then, your cold air na nasa taas will tend to sink. So therefore, in that movement, that natural movement ng air, there occurs the free convection because of the difference in densities. So doon nagkakameron ng free convection. Kaya, these are being analyzed in quiescent condition kasi again, walang movement yung air, motionless siya. That is only in still air, then kaya lang siya nagkaka-movement because of the difference in densities. So that is your free convection. And free convection, when we talk about free convection, same goes siya ng ating forced convection that we are gonna be analyzing the parameters or we are gonna be solving for the parameters in reference with our film temperature. Again, our film temperature, di ba? This is your TF equals your surface temperature plus your temperature of the fluid or your air all over 2. So you are always going to be evaluating on these conditions. And dito sa free convection, if you can recall, we evaluate forced convection using our Nusselt number. It all revolves around solving for the Nusselt number. Ngayon, we are also that is Reynolds and Prandtl number to solve for the Nusselt number, 'di ba? Yung mga Nusselt number natin kalimitan nag-involve yan ng Reynolds number and this is for forced convection. Gumagamit tayo ng Reynolds number as well as your Prandtl number. Dito sa free convection, what we are gonna be utilizing now to get your Nusselt number is your Rayleigh number. And your Rayleigh number is equal to your Rayleigh number is equal to your Grashof number times your Prandtl number, wherein this can be expressed in uh, terms of your gravity. Since we are talking about buoyant forces, so we need to consider gravity times your thermal expansion coefficient, and then times your surface temperature minus your ambient temperature times the length cube all over your sino yung kinematic viscosity times your thermal diffusivity. Sino yon? Sino yon? Papa-off muna ng mic. Naharok pa. Sino yon? Again, your Rayleigh number is equal to the Grashof number times your Prandtl number, which can be expressed uh, as your gravitational forces times this one is your thermal expansion coefficient times your surface times the difference in your surface temperature and your ambient temperature times the cube of the length all over the kinematic viscosity times your thermal diffusivity. And itong ating beta dito, this is, or you can get this by having your inverse of your film temperature. The inverse of your film temperature. So, ang unit nito is K raised to -1. Yan. And then, these parameters, your kinematic viscosity, your thermal diffusivity, these are all, or this can be found on your tables. And then, how are we going to evaluate the flow of our fluid here sa free convection? Kapag Rayleigh number is less than 10 to the 9, if this is less than 10 to the 9, then we consider our air as in laminar condition. This is in laminar condition. If your Rayleigh number is less than or equal to 10 to the 9. So if that's the case, then we can proceed with evaluating this in laminar conditions. Yan. And then, so this is your Rayleigh number. Then, when we solve for the Nusselt number, your Nusselt number will be equal to your coefficient times your Rayleigh number. So this coefficient varies depending, itong sinato, this varies depending on the correlations based from different studies. So, but the pattern or yung formula natin ay nakapattern dito sa ganito, constant times the Rayleigh number. When we solve for the Nusselt number, laging ganyan. And then when we evaluate the Grashof's number, ang Grashof's number naman, this is, equal to the gravity times your beta times your surface temperature minus ambient temperature, L cube, all over V squared, or your kinematic viscosity squared. So, yan. These are the parameters that you need to consider. Again, kapag ang ating fluid, if our Rayleigh number is less than or equal to 10 to the 9, less than or equal to 10 to the 9, then this is in laminar condition. So let's evaluate vertical plates. Kapag vertical plates, kapag ang ating surface is positioned vertically, vertical surfaces, and nakita natin and we have solved that the Rayleigh number is less than or equal to 10 to the 9, then we can evaluate it through the use of our formulas or through the use of our correlations in solving the Nusselt number presented on page 94. That is Similar to our previous equations, 'di ba? Your Nusselt number equals to hx over k, wherein your x is your length or diameter. Then, kung kukuhanin natin si h using our heat flux equation, that would be your heat flux all over your difference in temperature. Then you multiply it with x all over k. Or this is also equal to, in terms of the Grashof number, this is your gr to the fourth raised to 1/4 times your gravity times your Prandtl number. So that is how you solve for the Nusselt number for vertical surfaces. And then when we evaluate this, when we evaluate vertical surfaces, or when we evaluate even many surfaces, kung ano man yung given, we have to make sure ano ba yung i-consider natin. Are we gonna be considering both the free convection and the forced convection? Or are we gonna be considering only forced convection in our solution? Or are we gonna be considering free convection in our solution? So, paano natin siya may evaluate? That is when you get your or when you get your Grashof number. When you start getting this, or when you have solved for the Grashof number, you compare, or you find the ratio of the Grashof number and the Reynolds number squared. If this is equal to 1, then this would be in mixed condition. Ibig sabihin, you will solve the problem, considering both free convection and forced convections. So, ganon, kapag equal to 1 yung lumabas dyan. But if this is less than, very less than 1, then it means that you will only solve for the forced convection. Forced convection ang isa-solve natin dito. You will neglect free convection. If this is less than 1, ine-neglect natin ang free convection dyan. Therefore, your Nusselt number, syempre since this is a forced convection, your Nusselt number is a parameter of Reynolds number and your Prandtl number. But if this is greater than 1, then you will only solve for free convection currents, wherein you will solve for the Nusselt number using your Grashof number and Prandtl number. Yan. So you need to remember that. You need to always evaluate. Iko-consider ko ba ang pagsosolve ng forced convection, or isosolve ko siya using free convection? Yan. So you need to know this ratio. You need to establish this ratio. You need to establish that ratio. And then balik sa vertical surfaces, if you can see on page page 95, on page 95, you can see graphs there. You can see graphs with respect sa ating similarity number, ang ating similarity of eta, and the derivative of the function theta. Eta. So, makikita nyo yan dyan. Itong function na to, that is figure A, gagamitin natin yung figure A, tandaan, kapag we are evaluating for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer. Yan. Again, yung figure A, we are going to use this figure if we are evaluating the thickness of the velocity boundary layer, y, yung y dyan, yung y. Yung y dyan, that is our thickness ng velocity boundary layer. Ibig sabihin, that is kung hanggang saan natin maa-attain yung free stream velocity. Yung free stream velocity natin at that specific thickness. And this is in a function of eta and its first derivative. Same goes with figure B. Yung figure B naman, same that we will use this using or to find the thickness of the velocity boundary layer then. The thickness of the velocity boundary layer pero yung parameters natin, the parameters that was established or that were established already is your eta n and your uh, temperature variable. Temperature variable. So, yan. Presented there kung paano kayo magsosolve ng eta, di ba? Eta is y over x times your Grashev over 4 raised to 1/4. Then your temperature variable is T minus T ambient all over Ts minus T ambient. So, yan. Both are coefficients, both are numerical values lang. So, again, gagamitin yung table na yan if we are finding for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer. Yan. And to evaluate the Nusselt number in vertical surfaces, merong established na correlations for vertical surfaces din that you can see on page 97. This can be used to evaluate the Nusselt number according to Churchill and Chu. This is presented in page 97. Nasa page 97. So you will use that to solve for the Nusselt number with respect to your solved Rayleigh's number and your established Prandtl number. And then you can also solve this revised correlation sa baba, page 97 din. That is a more accurate correlation, page 97, yung second equation. That is also in terms of your Rayleigh's number and your Prandtl number. So again, it depends on you on which of these correlations you will use in analyzing vertical surfaces ng ating material. And then when we talk about inclined plates, kapag naman inclined plates yung ating i-evaluate, inclined surfaces, or plates, kung mapapansin nyo, on our equation ng ating Rayleigh number, itong Rayleigh number natin, you can use that in analyzing inclined surfaces or inclined plates, given that you will change your component ng gravity. Your gravity should be in terms of gravity cosine theta. Since this is inclined, this is an inclined plate, so you replace sa formula natin in analyzing the Rayleigh number or even the Grashof number, you change gravity doon by you change the parameter gravity there to gravity cosine theta. Again, because this is inclined plate na. So, in-inclined lang siya, then you need to get the component, this component, the cosine component ng ating gravity. So, you can evaluate it or you can evaluate the free convection occurring on that plate. So, yun lang yung difference ng for evaluation ng inclined surface at ng vertical plate. And when in terms of horizontal plates naman, if the plates are positioned horizontally, you can see the correlations presented on page 99. Yung correlations natin dyan, if you are analyzing the convection or the Nusselt number on the upper surface of the heated plate, let's say, ito yung plate natin. Let's say, ito yung plate natin. If you are evaluating the upper surface of the heated plate, ito, the heat transfer from this side, the heat transfer for this side, yan, ito, the heat transfer on this side, then you will use the first two correlations. That's 0.54 R Rayleigh's number raised to 1/4 or 0.15 Rayleigh's number raised to 1/3. Again, it should have it should follow the condition that is presented on those correlations. Nakalagay dyan, dapat do sa unang equation, your Rayleigh's number should be less than or equal to 10 to the 4th or less than 10 to the 7th but greater than 10 to the 4th. Then kapag siya ay greater than 10 to the 7th but less than 10 to the 11th, yung pangalawang equation. So again, yung dalawang correlations na yon, you can use that based on what you obtained or based on the correlation that based on the Rayleigh number that you obtained from your solution. And then for if you evaluate the lower surface ng heated plate or yung ito ng plate, yung convection on this part dyan, if you analyze that, then you use the third equation, yung Nusselt number equals 0.27 RA raised to 1/4. So as you can see, 'di ba, gaya nung kanina, ito 'yan. Ito yung kanyang pattern ng ating Nusselt number. Ito yung formula na 'yon, ito. Wherein nag-iiba yung ating coefficient. Nag-iiba tong coefficient na 'to. Yan. So yan is that is how you evaluate for horizontal plates. You need to consider this Nusselt formulas. And then for long horizontal cylinders, yung position niya is horizontal. Yan. Still same pattern tayo ng formula, that's Nu equals C times your Rayleigh's number in terms of the diameter, raised to N. And this constants, itong C natin dito and N, can be found on the table presented on page 101. Page 101. Nandyan yung mga values. Again, you need to know ano yung certain conditions para gamitin yung C at N na presented dyan. So you need to establish your Rayleigh number. You need to establish your Rayleigh number, then get the values of C and N. Or you can also use the correlation presented by Churchill and Chu. Ulit, presented as well in page 101. Page 101. That is for Rayleigh's number less than or equal to 10 to the 12. So you can use that. Again, it depends on you on what correlation you are going to use. Basta you believe or you think that is applicable to your solution, then you use it. Ayun. And then for spheres naman, your correlation is established as well by Churchill, presented on page 102. So yan yung formula natin, page 102. wherein your Prandtl number should be greater than or equal to 0.7 and your Rayleigh number less than or equal to 10 to the 11. And if in the case, yan, nakalagay dyan, it's very obvious naman that if in the case your Rayleigh number is approaching 0 or is 0, kapag nasolve mo yung Rayleigh number natin is 0 or approaching to 0, then the Nusselt number that you are gonna be considering is equal to 2 kasi masi-zero out yung other term ng equation, yung after ng yung 2 plus yon, yung plus na yon, masi-zero out yon kasi approaching 0 ang Rayleigh's number natin. So, those are the correlations natin for evaluating these types of surfaces. We do have, again, we do have vertical surfaces, we have inclined surfaces, horizontal surfaces or horizontal plates, long horizontal cylinder, and sphere. So, you compile those formulas kasi yun yung mga gagamitin nyo in evaluating free convection. So, let's start with example 8.1. We solve for example 8.1. This is a long vertical plate. So, we draw a long vertical plate. Let's say this is your long vertical plate that is 75 degrees Celsius. So this is a 75 degrees Celsius. The plate is suspended in quiescent air that is 25 degrees Celsius. So meron tayong quiescent air daw that is 25 degrees Celsius. We are asked to find the velocity boundary layer thickness. That is your sigma L or your Y. Yan yung tinatanong sa atin, yung thickness natin na Y. And our maximum upward velocity at the trailing edge. So ating maximum velocity, Umax. As well as, how does the boundary layer thickness compare with the thickness that would exist if the air flowing over the plate at a free stream velocity of 5 meter per second? Paano naman daw kapag meron tayong kung yung ating air instead of quiescent air ay nagfo-flow naman daw siya at 5 meter per second. Again, dalawa yung tinatanong dyan. When the air is at quiescent condition or when the air is moving at 5 meter per second. Ibig sabihin, hindi na quiescent condition yung air during that time. So, yan. Saglit. Okay, let's start. So, we establish first our assumptions. Assumptions.
Ayaw lang na dito.
Anong assumptions natin? Una, sa first analysis natin, yung unang tanong, syempre, we assume quiescent condition. Quiescent condition. Quiescent on first condition. Yung assumption natin. Pangalawa, ano yung sa second condition natin? Since meron na tayong velocity, meron tayong free stream velocity of 5 meter per second, ibig sabihin hindi na siya quiescent, 'di ba? Therefore, we neglect buoyant forces. We neglect buoyant forces on the second condition. Neglect buoyant forces on the second condition. Again, guys, pag sinabing buoyant forces, that occurs because of the difference in densities ng ating cold air at ng hot air natin. So, ini-neglect natin 'yon kasi hindi na siya quiescent condition. And then this is an ideal gas. Consider natin this as an ideal gas. And constant properties. Next, we establish our properties. Kuhanin natin ang properties. You get your film temperature, that is 75 plus 25 all over 2 plus 273. This is equal to 100 divided by 2. That's 50 plus 273. That is 323 Kelvin. So, kindly give me the values of air at 323 Kelvin. Give me ano yung mga parameters na nakita natin sa Rayleigh at saka sa Grashof number. We have our kinematic viscosity. We get the Prandtl number. And then, what else? We get our beta, our thermal expansion coefficient. Give me the values of film temperature at table 8.4. Give me the values of kinematic viscosity, your Prandtl number, and your beta. Anong value ng kinematic viscosity?
Twenty 38.
18.2038
Opo.
times 10 to the
6 po.
10 to the negative 6 square meter per second. How about the Prandtl number?
Zero 0.70378.
0.70378. And your thermal expansion coefficient is equal to 1 over your film temperature. So give me the value of your beta. Anong value ng thermal expansion coefficient? That's just 1 over your film temperature. Guys, ano ang value ng beta natin? 1 over film temperature. 0 point. Okay, uh, that is just the same with 3.0959752232 times 10 to the negative 3. Yeah, so these are our properties. Thank you. Now next we solve or we analyze the problem. Kung mapapansin nyo, we are asked to find for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer and your maximum velocity in quiescent conditions. Kung babalikan nyo yung mga formulas natin, where can you see or where can you solve your y or your thickness y? That is only on the graph, 'di ba? Doon sa graph na present yung graph na present natin, that is on page 95, yung graph doon, page 95. So we'll be focusing more on that graph. Hinahanap natin is y at saka yung ating maximum velocity. So with that, you can see that we can utilize our graph on page 95, figure A. Page 95, figure A. Kasi, again, nakita nyo, yung x direction doon, that is in terms of your eta, which is equal to y over x, quantity Grashof over 4 raised to 1/4. And your y component, f prime eta, equals velocity times x all over 2 kinematic viscosity times Grashof raised to negative 1/2. So pareho siyang nandun on your sa graph in x component and in y component. You can get the values of your y and your u max. So with that, you can see ano yung parameter na pwede nating isolve. That is our Grashof number. You solve for the Grashof number. Grashof number is equal to gravity times your thermal expansion coefficient times your surface temperature minus ambient temperature L cube over kinematic viscosity. So you solve for the Grashof number. Our length is, hold on, 0.25 yung L natin. Ilagay natin dito. The length of this is 0.25. Yan. Give me the value of Grashof number. Substitute nyo. 9.81 times yung B, 3.09 times 10 to the negative 3. Surface temperature is 75 minus 25 times 0.25 cube over your kinematic viscosity na 18.2038 times 10 to the negative 6. Squared. So you get your Grashof number. Give me the value of your Grashof number. Anong value natin ng Grashof number? Paki-confirm nung chat, I don't think that's correct. Bakit magkakaiba kayo ng value? You use yung value kompleto ng beta. So that's 7160. 71. Oops, sorry. 60 3195.53. So you store this again. You store the value of your Grashof number. Since we'll be we solve for our thickness. Ano yung formula that we are going to utilize to solve for the thickness based from the graph? That is your eta equals y over x times your Grashof number over 4 raised to 1/4. Now you look at the this is how we are going to solve for the velocity boundary thickness y. And to solve for your maximum velocity, we have f prime n equals ux over 2 kinematic viscosity Grashof number raised to negative 1/2. Yan. Let's start with let's start solving for your your velocity boundary thickness y. We do have our length x, meron tayong Grashof number. Excuse me, wala tayong eta, our similarity eta. Wala tayo nito, but we can look at our graph. You look at our graph, you can plot our value, you can plot our values using this graph. You locate Prandtl, your Prandtl is equal to 0.70378. Yung mga red lines sa graph dyan, that represents your Prandtl number. And as you can see, walang exact na Prandtl number equal to 0.70378. The nearest one is 0.72. 0.72. And when you track that, yung trailing edge niya, the trailing edge is approximately, kung babaybayin yun, is approximately equal to 6. Tingnan nyo yung graph, yung dulo, yung trailing edge of that 0.72 line. na Prandtl number equal to 0.72, the trailing edge of that would be equal to 6. Therefore, we can say that your n, or sorry, not n, your eta is equal to 6. Then you substitute 6 equals y over x. Your x is 0.25 meters. Then your Grashof number, you do have this, over 4 raised to 1/4. Give me the value of y. Give me the value of the thickness, the boundary thickness y.
Ang pinabago lang naman ay stress. Tapos pag nabago ang stress, ipapag-later ako. Mas maliit ano to, ito yung 150. Naputol. Kaya lang matagal. Yung 200, naputol. Mabilis.
What is your velocity boundary thickness? 0.023. 0.023. 0.06735. 0.06735 meters. So this is your velocity boundary thickness. And now let's look at the figure again. You locate Prandtl 0.72 ulit kasi that's the nearest Prandtl sa ating property, 0.72. Now, you look at where the velocity is at maximum. The velocity is at maximum. Anong value ng f prime n? You check kung ano yung peak kasi we are evaluating the maximum velocity. You look at what value of f prime n is at its peak at Prandtl equals 0.72. Kung titingnan nyo, that is peaking at 0.28. Most likely equal to 0.28. You locate it at the graph. That's 0.28. Yung peak nun for Prandtl equals 0.72. That's 0.28 kung titingnan nyo sa graph. So you substitute f prime n 0.28 dito. So then you can get already your maximum velocity. Since 0.28 is the maximum value based from the graph, then that means your velocity here, u, is at the maximum as well. So that's 0.28 equals u max times 0.25 meter all over 2 times your kinematic viscosity na 18.2038 times 10 to the negative 6 square meter per second times your Grashof 7, you store it at A pala, raised to negative 1/2. Then you solve, you will get your maximum velocity. Wala pa po akong seal eh. Pag nakapagpagawa po. Your maximum velocity is equal to 0.34504. (52471) meter per second. So this is your parameters in quiescent conditions. So paano natin siya i-redraw? Let's say ito yung plate natin. Ito yung plate natin. 'Di ba? For your boundary, excuse me, your velocity boundary layer, kapag layo from the surface, 'di ba? Paglayo from the surface, ibig sabihin sa pagtaas ng ating velocity value. So therefore, this is your y, this is your thickness y. Then at this point is your maximum velocity. Ibig sabihin, that is already nearing to your free stream velocity, which is in quiescent condition, mababa siya. Kasi nga again, this is motionless, this is in still air, so kaya mababa lang yung value natin of velocity. So that is in quiescent conditions. Now, di ba, tinatanong din sa atin, what if it is not in quiescent conditions, but it is, the free stream temperature is running at 5 meter per second. It is running in 5 meter per second. So, we neglect that, the buoyant forces, hindi na siya quiescent condition. You solve for the Reynolds number. You solve for the Reynolds number. Kasi again, hindi na tayo quiescent conditions. May movement na yung air natin. So that's your velocity times the length all over kinematic viscosity. You have 5 meter per second. Your length is 0.25 meter over 18.2038 times 10 to the negative 6 square meter per second. You'll get the Reynolds number. Give me the value of Reynolds number. Six eight six 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 68666 point 98162. 98162. Therefore, this is still in laminar condition, diba? This is still in laminar condition kasi less than 5 times 10 to the 5th siya. And when we evaluate forced convection, tandaan to guys, when we evaluate forced convection, ang thickness natin, thickness y, or sometimes we use this as sigma L, our thickness is approximately, or this is based from correlations, equal to eta x over your Reynolds number raised to 1/2. Wherein, according sa mga experiments, when we evaluate forced convection, your similarity eta, the similarity eta is equal to 5. Equal to 5 yan. X over Reynolds raised to 1/2. So therefore, you substitute 5 times your X is 0.25 meters time all over your Reynolds number raised to 1/2. Then you will get the velocity boundary thickness equal to is 4.7701 93916 times 10 to the negative 3 meter. So, yan. Ganyan. That is how thick your velocity boundary layer is when we evaluate it in free or in forced convection na. Kasi we do have movement of air na. So, based from our solution, ano yung mga magiging comment nyo? What would be your comments? Kung mapapansin nyo, di ba? Siyempre, yung free convection natin, yung free convection boundary layer natin, free convection boundary layer ay smaller velocity. Bakit? Kasi again, that is in quiescent conditions. Most likely negligible yung movement ng air. Maliit lang yung value ng velocity. Have smaller velocity. Which means, since mababa yung kanyang velocity, which means it possesses thicker boundary layers. That is based from your solution, di ba? Kasi you can see mas makapal, 0.0236 yung ating velocity boundary layer sa free convection where compared to forced convection boundary layer na 0.004 lang yung ating thickness ng velocity boundary layer. So, that would be your comment. Free convection boundary layers have smaller velocities, which means it possesses thicker boundary layers. And how can we prove pala? How can we prove that itong 5 meter per second natin, itong solution natin dito, how can we prove that this is really a forced convection? Paano natin siya mapoprove? So, we need to solve for the ratio na sinabi natin kanina, your Grashof all over Reynolds number raised to, this is square, Reynolds squared. So you solve this, guys, give me the value. Your Grashof number is ito, 71603195.53 all over 68666. So if you square that, that is most likely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 digits. Then ito, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Most likely, mas malaki ang Reynolds number natin. So this is less than 1. Yung value nito, less than 1. Therefore, it's correct that we neglect yung we neglect free convection. Diba? We neglect free convection and yung buoyancy effect natin. Yung buoyancy effects. Yung buoyant forces. We neglect that. So therefore, ibig sabihin, since we neglect this and this satisfies this, tama yung solution natin dito that we consider 5 meter per second under free convection currents, free convection layer. So yan. So ibig sabihin yan lang, pinrove lang natin na tama yung ginawa natin for 5 meter per second. Yan. So that is for the first example. Next example, example A.2. Page 98. Yan. Meron daw tayong glass door fire screen. Let's say this is our glass door fire screen. Used to reduce exfiltration of room air through a chimney. May chimney tayo dyan. As a height of 0.71 meters. So ito daw, glass door natin. Excuse me, is 0.71 meters. And meron tayong width na 1.02 meters. Weird. But yeah, sige, 1.02 meters. And reaches a temperature of 232 degrees Celsius. So ito daw, glass fire natin, this is at surface temperature equals to 230 degrees Celsius. The other side, itong room natin, if the room is 23 degrees Celsius, 23 degrees Celsius, the room temperature, we are asked to find for the convection heat rate from the fireplace to the room. Convection heat rate, Q ang tinatanong. Again, meron tayong glass door fire screen. So, ibig sabihin dito sa part na to, meron tayong fire dito. And then, meron tayong glass door with a length of 0.71 and height of 1.02 meters. Temperature 232 degrees Celsius. Yung room natin sa opposite side ng ating fire screen is at a room temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. We are asked to find for the convection heat transfer rate from the fireplace to the room. So, yan yung schematic natin. Ganyan yung itsura. So, let's have... Oops, sorry. Assumptions natin. Ano yung mga assumptions natin na pwedeng sabihin dito? First, sabihin natin na itong surface temperature is uniform. Your TS is uniform on the screen, on the fire screen. Ibig sabihin, hindi napapago yung temperature natin doon. So we can evaluate at any point of that. Uniform yung temperature. Then we assume that doon sa room, itong room natin na walang fireplace, yung room natin mismo, our room is under quiescent condition. Quiescent condition. Our air doon, yung room air natin is in quiescent condition. And then, again, ideal gas yung ating air, under ideal gas. And constant properties. Now, let's establish the properties. Again, properties natin that we have to evaluate is under the film temperature. Film temperature, 232 plus 23 all over 2 plus 273. That is equal to 400.5 Kelvin. Still, this is table 8.4 kasi air yung ating kino-consider. You give me the values of your thermal conductivity, kinematic viscosity, thermal diffusivity, Prandtl number, and your thermal expansion coefficient. Sige, para hindi na tayo mag-interpolate, we use 400 Kelvin. We use 400 Kelvin na. Para mabilis. You get the value of 400 Kelvin. Give me the value of thermal conductivity at 400 Kelvin. That's 33.8 times 10 to the negative 3 watt per meter Kelvin. How about your kinematic viscosity?
Point 41.
10 to the negative 6 square meter per second. How about your alpha, your thermal diffusivity alpha? Your Prandtl number
0.69.
and your beta. Again, beta is 1 over your film temperature.
8.5 times 10 raised to negative 2.
Sorry. 2.5.
Times 10 raised to negative.
Okay, raised to negative 3 K negative 1. So we evaluate it now. So again, we are solving for the heat rate. The heat rate. So ano ba ang formula ng heat rate? What is our convection heat rate formula? That is your convection coefficient times your area times surface temperature minus your fluid temperature. Since we assume that this is under quiescent conditions, you solve for the Rayleigh's number. You solve for the Rayleigh's number. Solve for the Rayleigh's number. That's gravity times your beta times Ts minus T ambient L cube over thermal diffusivity times kinematic viscosity. Give me the value of your Rayleigh number. Ano ang value natin ng Rayleigh's number? Again, your G is 9.81. Beta is 2.5 times 10 to the negative 3. You have your surface and ambient temperature. Your length equal to 0.71. Thermal diffusivity at 38.3 times 10 to the negative 6. And your kinematic viscosity equal to 26.41 times 10 to the negative 6 square meter per second. Give me the value of Rayleigh number.
Commission ako din kay may commission ako ko yung year. Nakakarating sa babantik ang kanyang ano. Sabi na ako.
Guys, anong value ng Rayleigh number? This is equal to 1813
pesos.
690479. You evaluate this. Is this greater than or less than 10 to the 9?
Napilitan ko na kayo mag-iPad.
This is uh this is greater than, 'di ba? Greater than this is greater than 10 to the 9. This is greater than 10 to the 9. And since this is greater than 10 to the 9, yung ating formula that we are going to use is the formula of Churchill and Chu. Kasi yeah, we need to correct that pala kasi ito sinulat ba natin yun dito? Itong formula ni Churchill and Chu, this occurs in transition to turbulent flow. This Churchill and Chu, this is in turbulent flow. That is for greater than 10 to the 9. Yes, this is for greater than 10 to the 9. Itong formula ni Churchill and Chu. Whereas itong pangalawang formula na presented on page 97, this is for less than 10 to the 9 or which is in laminar flow. This is for laminar flow. So, we use the correlation of Churchill and Chu dito since siya ay greater than 10 to the 9. So, we use the Nusselt number using Churchill and Chu. We do have 0.825 plus 0.387 RA raised to 1 over 6 over 1 plus 0.492 over Prandtl raised to 9 over 16. Then itong buong to is raised at 8 over 27. Buong equation is naka-raise sa square. Then you will get the Nusselt number. What is the value of our Nusselt number? Substitute yung nakuha nating value ng Rayleigh's number dyan. Then we will be having our Nusselt number. That is our Nusselt number equal to confirm nga ano pang ibang sagot. Magkaiba yung dalawang sagot. Anong sagot natin for Nusselt number? That's 147.1364.145. Then again, to solve for our heat transfer or your convection heat transfer coefficient, that is HL over K. You substitute, let's say this is your B, substitute B equals H times your length equals 0.71 meters. Your K is equal to 33.8 times 10 to the negative 3 watt per meter Kelvin. Then you will be able to solve for your H. Anong value natin ng heat transfer coefficient? Excuse me. Seven point zero zero 45 22267 22267 watt per square meter Kelvin. Now you solve for the heat rate. Heat rate equals HA Ts minus T ambient. Sorry, dito yan. So let's say this is stored in C. So C times 0.71 meters times 1.02 meters times 232 minus 23. 232 degrees Celsius minus 23 degrees Celsius. We will be able to get our heat rate equal to 1060.18908 watts. So yan. Ito yung ating heat rate that occurs between our fireplace and the fire glass. So yan. I hope you guys get the same answer. You have to make sure that you understand the correlations. Again, ulitin natin yung mga correlations na na-discuss bago tayo mag-proceed sa third example. Dito, nasaan yun? Itong formula natin for vertical planes, itong formula na to, itong hx over k, di ba? This is common. We know that this is your formula for the Nusselt number. Since simula nag-discuss tayo ng convection. Itong formula na to, itong other formulas, ito, and ito, This is when you are going to solve for the local Nusselt number. Again, pag sinabi nating local, you are evaluating at a specific point, X. You do not consider the whole length kapag local Nusselt number. So ito yung formula natin. You consider the Grashof and the Prandtl, or ito, maalin dyan. Again, kapag yan ay local Nusselt number. Then, kapag ito dito sa page 95, this is when you solve for the thickness of the velocity boundary layer, you refer to the graphs. And then, Churchill and Chu, you use this formula to solve for the Nusselt number kapag turbulent. This is average Nusselt number. In average Nusselt number, ibig sabihin you consider the whole length, average to, as well as dito. Average din yan. Average. Turbulent or laminar. Turbulent sa unang condition, kay Churchill and Chu, then yung improved formula is for laminar conditions. And then, if it's inclined inclined surface, same formulas, it's just that you paltan lahat ng involve ang gravity, you change all of those parameters into gravity cosine theta. Then, for horizontal plates, presented yan in page 99, whether you evaluate it the upper heated part or the lower heated part. Then, presented din, pag long horizontal cylinder, presented ang C at N on page 101, yung table natin to solve for the Nusselt number, or you can use Churchill and Chu pa din to evaluate the Nusselt number. Again, it will again just boil down to having the Nusselt number. Ang pinakaiba lang, sa forced convection, your Nusselt number is dependent on the Rayleigh number. Dito, sa Nusselt number natin for free convection, dependent tayo on Rayleigh number. On Rayleigh number yung ating kino-consider. Yun. So, I hope you were able to follow with these examples. Let's proceed with the third example. Third example is airflow through a long rectangular heating duct .75 meters wide and 0.25 meters high. So let's have a rectangular duct. That is 0.75 meters wide. Ito. It's 0.75 meters wide. And the height is 0.25 meters. Ito, 0.25 meters yan. And maintains the outer duct surface as 50 degrees Celsius. Let's say dito, the surface of the duct is 50 degrees Celsius. If the duct is uninsulated and exposed to air at 15 degrees Celsius in the crawl space beneath a home, so exposed daw ito sa air, uninsulated siya, exposed sa air, at 15 degrees Celsius, what is the heat loss from the duct per meter of length? Heat loss from the duct per meter of length. So that's Q prime. Ang tinatanong is Q prime. Yan. Again, meron tayong rectangular duct na 0.75 meters width and yung height niya is 0.25 meters. Yung surface niya is maintained at 50 degrees Celsius, then exposed siya sa air at 15 degrees Celsius. So tinatanong ano yung heat loss or heat loss per unit length kasi hindi binigay sa atin itong parameter na to, di ba? Hindi binigay ang length natin diyan. Walang binigay na length. So, tinatanong hit rate per unit length. So, let's solve. We have the assumptions. Since wala tayong binigay na velocity, di ba, ng air, we assume this is in quiescent condition. Air is quiescent. Then, we assume negligible ang radiation. We neglect radiation, even the conduction thermal resistance. Kasi, again, meron tayong material ng DAC, di ba? But that was not stated what is that DAC made of. So we neglect yung conduction thermal resistance na. And then, ideal gas. This is ideal gas. And constant properties. Next, again, we evaluate our properties. Evaluate the properties at the film temperature, that is TS. Plus T ambient all over 2 plus 273 equals, that's 50 plus 15 divided by 2, 65 divided by 2 plus 273, that's 305.5 Kelvin. From table 8.4. Give me the values of your kinematic viscosity, your thermal diffusivity, your thermal conductivity, your Prandtl number, your thermal expansion coefficient. Let's have these values. Give me the value of kinematic viscosity. What is our kinematic viscosity?
60.
16.4433 times 10 raised to negative 6. Your thermal diffusivity. Oops.
23.31 times 10 raised to negative 6.
Your thermal conductivity. Thermal conductivity. $26.707 times 10 to the negative 3 watt per meter Kelvin. Your Prandtl number.
0.70623.
And your thermal expansion coefficient, again, this is 1 over film temperature.
3.273322 times 10 raised to negative 3.
Saglit, 3.27
2733. 22422
times.
times 10 raised to negative 3.
Okay. Yeah, so these are our properties. Now, we evaluate. Again, guys, in this case, since this is a horizontal plate, we have to evaluate yung kanyang vertical sides. Ibig sabihin, itong side na ito, we have to evaluate these sides. Since siya i-expose sa air, di ba? Itong side na to, yung convection dito, on this side, the vertical side, so that's your Q prime equals H times your area. Since wala tayong length, so that's just your width times yung ating difference plus yung ating upper surface and yung ating lower surface. So ibig sabihin, itong part na to, this part, your upper surface, that's your H ng upper, let's say that's H upper, ito ay H vertical, times your width, Ts minus T ambient, plus yung kay lower, times width ulit, Ts minus T ambient. Yeah. Now, we have, again, we need to solve for, since this is in quiescent condition, ang sunod nating isosolve is our Rayleigh number. Yun yung pinakaiba nila, di ba? If you can recall, sa forced convection, una nating i-evaluate is Reynolds number. Kasi forced convection yon. But when in terms of free convection, we evaluate the Rayleigh number. We solve for the Rayleigh number. This is your, sorry, Rayleigh number RA. Oops. Equals your gravity times beta Ts minus T ambient over times L cube all over kinematic viscosity times thermal conductivity. Now guys, since we are not given of our length of our duct, you just solve for the numerical coefficients of this. Ito, anong value nito? You substitute. Ito. You solve for that. Ano yung numerical coefficient nan? So we express our Rayleigh's number in terms of L cube. So you substitute, this is 9.81, 3.27, 10 to the negative 3. This is 50 minus 15, then kinematic 16.443 times 10 to the negative 6. Then this is your 23.314 times 10 to the negative 6. Give me the value of the Rayleigh number. Again guys, wala kayong i-consider na length. So that is 293 29317 03629 03629 03629 L cube. Yeah, so this is our Rayleigh number. You store this muna. Now we evaluate the vertical sides. So for vertical sides, yung hit rate natin for vertical sides, itong part na to, ito at ito, we consider our length equals to our height. Our length is equal to our height. So with that, you substitute, ang height natin is 0.25 meters. 0.25 meters. So you substitute L dito. We'll get our Rayleigh's number, for the vertical sides. Our Rayleigh's number is equal to substitute nyo yung 0.25 cube para makuha natin ang Rayleigh number. Nakuha ba ng lahat yon? Pareho 45807. 45807 869.21. Nakuha nyo ba din to? Ito rin yung lumabas sa inyo. So, if this is your Rayleigh number, this is less than 10 to the 9. Therefore, this is laminar. Diba? Less than 10 to the 9. So this is laminar. So you will use to solve for the Nusselt number yung pangalawang equation natin from page 95. If I'm not mistaken, that's page 95. Yung improved na equation for laminar, that's 0.68 plus 0.670 RA raised to 1 over 4 all over 1 plus 0.492 over Prandtl raised to 9 over 16 raised to 4 over 9. So you substitute your Rayleigh's number dito, ito, substitute nyo ito dito, then we will get our Nusselt number. Our Nusselt number is equal to Nusselt number natin. Your Nusselt number is 42.96. 103,708. 103,708. Now again, you solve for your H. This is for the vertical plates. HV L over K. Wherein your L again is 0.25 meters dito. Then your K is 26.707 ito. You substitute, you get your H for vertical. Since ito ay dalawa yung vertical natin, di ba? Dalawa yung vertical sides natin. So our equation for heat rate per unit length is dalawa. Dalawa for vertical sides. Ito. 1, 2. Yan. So times 2 pala yon. So mamaya balikan natin. You just get first your heat coefficient 4.5899. 4.5899. 944. Or 1669 watt per square meter Kelvin. Yeah, so this is your heat transfer coefficient for the vertical sides. Now, you solve for the heat transfer coefficient for the for the upper plate or the upper surface and the bottom surface, the lower surface. So, for the upper side, for the upper side of the plate, your length is equal to your area over the perimeter. Tandaan to, if you are solving for the length for the upper side and the bottom side, the lower side, upper and lower side, your length is equal to the area times the perimeter. Area over perimeter. Area over perimeter. And in this case, we assume that this area over perimeter is just equal to width over 2. That's the just 1/2 of your length. Kasi 'di ba, we are solving for the average. So itong buong to is just you get the average of this. You get the average of this. So this is width over 2. 'Di ba kasi yan yung width natin. So you get the average of that. You get the average, the mean. Sorry, the mean pala. Kuhanin mo yung mean na, that will be our length. So that is equal to 0.375 meters. So our length is 0.375 meters. Kalahati ng 0.75. Now you substitute. Again, you solve for the Rayleigh number or the upper. You solve for the Rayleigh of the upper and Rayleigh of the lower. Well, it's just the same pala. Give me the value of the Rayleigh number. Again, your Rayleigh number is ito. You substitute L equal to 0.375. Give me the Rayleigh number. 1546 0155 or 1558.6. Now the you solve for the Nusselt number, John. That is equal to from your page 95 of your manual or the upper and the lower. Anong formula ulit natin doon? That is NUL equals, this is for the upper, wherein your Rayleigh number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 8. So that's greater than, itong value natin, itong Rayleigh number natin is greater than 10 to the 7. Greater than siya ng 10 to the 7. So we will be using 0.15 RA raised to 1/3. Again, kasi siya ay greater than 10 to the 7th, yung Rayleigh number. So this is the formula that we are going to use to solve for the Nusselt number at the upper surface. And then for the lower surface, we do have, pasok siya sa range na 10 to the 4 to the 10 to the 9. So this is 0.52 RA raised to 1/5. Now, para mabilis kayo sa pagsosolve, we substitute this. Pawiin natin tong Nusselt number para mabilis. Ang formula ng Nusselt number is HVL over K. So this is H upper times the length over K. H lower, length over K. You substitute your length. Your length is width over to 0.375. 0.375, you substitute it here. Substitute dito, substitute. Give me the value of the upper and the lower convection heat transfer coefficient. The upper. Solve for the upper and the lower convection coefficient. We have our heat transfer coefficient equal to 5.733 5.42733 watt per square meter Kelvin, and your HL equals 1.608 56996 watt per square meter Kelvin. Now, we do have the values of the convection heat transfers for the vertical side, the upper surface, and the lower surface. We can substitute it dito sa equation natin na ito. So, you plug in there, again, that's Q prime equals your TS minus T ambient times, pag sinimplify natin, that's 2 times your width, ilabas din natin yung width, times 2HV plus HU plus HL. You substitute. This is, anong value natin? 50 minus 15. Your width is 0.75. Then dito is 2 times HV, 4.58. You complete the values plus HU, 5.73 plus HL, 1.60. Yan, you solve for your heat rate per unit length. What would be our heat rate? Heat rate per unit length. Anong heat rate natin per unit length? Or 33.6761469 watt per meter. So this is your heat loss per unit length. Yeah. So that is how you solve this one is for the horizontal plates. You need to consider the vertical sides and the upper and the lower surface, yung position ng ating plate. So medyo tedious siya compared sa vertical plate, but yeah, still same process lang naman yan. You always have to solve for the Rayleigh number, then Yun, Nusselt number, then you get the hit rate. Yeah. I hope you all guys are having a good time following these questions. Kasi I have been checking, pare-pareho lang ang sumasagot. Kalimitan dayo pa ang nagsasagot. Puro mga dayo, yung pang nakikisitin. Sila lang ang papasa palagi. Sila lang din yung matataas sa exam eh. Guys, keep up kayo. Keep up kayo. Natatalo kayo ng dayo. Paulit yung mga nagchat-chat lang din dito sa messages. Sila lang din yung mga miss-score sa exam. Paano na yung iba? Saan ko na kayo dalahin? Bahala kayo. May isa pa tayong problem. That's for long horizontal cylinder. This is gonna be the last problem. Last problem. Last problem. A horizontal high pressure steam of 0.1 meter outside diameter. We have a pipe here of 0.1 meter outside diameter. This one is 0.1 meter outside diameter. Passes through a large room. Let's say this is your room. Nandyan yan sa loob. Whose wall and air temperatures are 23 degrees Celsius. So this one is at 23 degrees Celsius. This is your room. Inside the room, there is a pipe. The pipe has an outside surface temperature of 165 degrees Celsius. So this is TS equals 165 degrees Celsius. And emissivity of 0.85. So we are asked to find the heat loss from the pipe per unit length. Heat loss from the pipe per unit length. So that's still your Q prime. Heat loss per unit length. Again, may pipe tayo inside the room, which has a diameter of 0.1 meters. Room temperature equal to 23 degrees Celsius. TS, your surface temperature nung inyong pipe is 165 degrees Celsius with an emissivity of 0.85. Yan, we are asked to find for the heat loss from the pipe per unit length. So, again, assumptions natin, still the same. Uniform ang surface temperature ng pipe, uniform TS, constant yan. Then, your room air, yung air natin sa room is quiescent. Then the third is we just neglect conduction. Neglect conduction thermal resistance sa pipe. Kasi again, we do not know the material of the pipe. So we neglect the conduction thermal resistance. Then ideal gas and constant property. Since given tayo ng emissivity, we are given